Yo, what's up guys, back with another video, and today I'm going to be telling y'all my top 12 end of the season rankings. Let's go. So, what makes you think that Miami wouldn't be number one? I mean, what are they, 4-0 I think? If they aren't, they're 3-0. I think they're 4-0 though. What makes them not the number one team though? That's what I'm asking. They beat Florida handedly by 19 points, with one touchdown being left on the field. It should have been 26, but it's fine. They beat South Florida 49-12. That's pretty impressive, bro. They did have an alleged Heisman candidate. That's what most people would say, Byron Brown. I heard a lot of people say it. I'm not saying everybody said it, but a lot of people I talked to in comments and stuff, they would say it, and Matt be great and stuff, so that's where I'm getting this from. I don't really know, though. And they also beat Notre Dame. Forgot to mention them. 27-24. What's it at? I think it was home game, right? I can't remember. But they still won. Doesn't matter. Notre Dame, they're not bad, They lost by 1 to Texas A&M. I know it was home game, though. But that was because the quarterback that was catching the snap for the PAT fumbled it because he's a sellout. He fumbled the snap, and the kicker didn't get to kick it, I don't think. I remember he fumbled it, though. And 41-40. It should have been an OT game. That's still a toss-up overtime, But I would have liked to have seen an overtime game with them, but it's alright. Oh yeah, and one other thing. The only real team they have left is Florida State. That's all they have left. And still, Florida State has proven nothing, but they're just a run-heavy offense. They can't pass the ball but 12 times a game. 13 maybe. I think the most times they passed it was 14, and he went 9 out of 14, which isn't bad, but and he just had a pick, Tommy Castellanos, with 13 throws. He's probably just throwing it downfield, just chunk throws though, because he had 204 yards, something like that, with 10 completions, so probably was just a chunk pass, and he just threw it up, but that's still decision making, That's what it comes down to. But, going off of, stats, wins, record, rankings, Florida State is the only team they have left on their schedule, and everybody else is a bum or mid. So, for number 2, I got Ohio State. I see where you're coming from, Clips Prize. Yeah, they don't look bad. I looked at the stats, but, the turnovers, they're going to hurt y'all in the end, 2 picks just versus Ohio. I think either 1 or 2 there. I know he had 2 in one of them. And, yeah, versus Ohio, he had 2 picks. Versus Grambling, he went 18 out of 19, but his only incompletion was a pick, which, you don't want any turnovers, you know what I mean? And I just think if you do that against some team that has an explosive offense that can answer, it's just not going to be a good day, you know what I mean? These quarterbacks, they're not protecting the ball. Even the teams that have only played group of 5 teams have 3+ picks. I don't know why. I don't get it. They're not even throwing it that much. It's not like they're throwing it 50 times. And even if they do, it's a group of 5 school. You shouldn't be throwing a pick. Not even fumbling. It should be a clean game just to pad your stats. That's what those games are. Not cause turnovers, you know what I mean? But yeah, I looked at their schedule. Nobody, I wouldn't say, Illinois, they're not a real team anymore. I thought, but nah. Washington, I think they're good or decent, but I don't think they're better than Ohio State. I think they might give them a scare, just a challenge at first, but then Ohio State pulls out the win. And, based on their stats and their performance in that game, that'll really tell us a lot about Ohio State. going through the season. You know what I mean? Then the other challenge is Penn State, which that's at Ohio State, and then away game versus Michigan, which Michigan, I'm not sure about Michigan yet, so I'm not going to say they beat Ohio State, but I think it'll be close again this year. I mean, this is 3 in a row, 12-0 teams. It's actually possible this year. I mean, Georgia probably the biggest threat on their schedule already at their stadium in the most hostile environment they'll play at all season long. Offense is clicking. Defense is, well, I'm not sure actually. Their secondary looked sloppy versus Tennessee. They better prepare for Alabama's passing game, because I know Alabama's going to pass it probably like 40 times this game. That'll probably be what happens about the Florida State game, but I think the receivers can actually catch this game. I hope, at least. Ryan Williams his concussion might have wore off by now, but he didn't even catch before he got a concussion, so I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I mean, it's not that far off. Like 12-0 for Georgia, nah, it's not bad. Ole Miss doesn't have a defense. Georgia Tech, they got an offense, but who is their defense? I've never heard of anybody on Georgia Tech's defense. Who else? Alabama, they got a passing game, no run game, no O-line really. Their O-line's overweight actually. They're not fit. They're overweight. It's like they've literally been eating ice cream. They're actually overweight. They're fat. Their feet give out on them. That's why Ty Simpson's pressured so much. And I know who. Oh yeah, Auburn. I mean, they lost to Oklahoma, gave up 10 sacks. Georgia. If that offensive line for Auburn doesn't lock in, Georgia's gonna sack them like 20 times, bro. Double that. I mean, who else? I know there's one. I don't know if there is actually, but it's not that far off. All right, so 4 straight 12-0 team. Texas Tech, they have a Big 12 schedule. They don't play anybody. The only team that's ranked they have left is number 25 on the dot. Can't quite remember who that is, but I know they're number 25, and they most likely won't stay there. And I think Texas Tech is better than number 25, so why wouldn't they beat them? But, yeah, I have them 12-0, winning the Big 12 championship, but I'm just doing based off of regular season, because I can't really predict who's getting into the championships of the conferences and stuff, so, I mean, that's the hardest thing to do. I mean, I think Texas A&M loses to either Texas or LSU. I don't know, though. LSU doesn't have an offense right now. They did pretty good versus the FCS team, but even Florida did good versus them. And look at Florida now. Look at LSU in past games. So I just don't know. Like, in past games, I don't know if it's right. But, yeah, in Texas, they did good versus Sam Houston. Arch Manning's a cornball, like Matt B. Great said, and he stood over a Sam Houston player when he's getting booed by his own team's fans of his own team, I guess. So, he's a cornball. If Texas gets it together and plays like that every game, I can see Texas even getting into the SEC championship. But with how they're performing now, I'm not high on Texas, you know. And look at Texas A&M's performance. I mean, they're not bad. And the rest of their schedule is, I mean, Auburn's a real team, but I just don't think Auburn can pull that off. They're still going to be tired, and I just don't think they'll do it. And then LSU doesn't have an offense, has a good defense, so I don't know. I don't know how that game's going to be. Low scoring, I think. And Texas has a defense, no offense right now. For right now, I think that'll be low scoring also. So, yeah, I mean Texas A&M, they could really go 12-0. We just got to see how the other teams like play out. All All right, I know y'all are going to be like, Georgia Tech, like, because, like, I don't know, it's just Georgia Tech, but, like, they don't play anybody for the rest of the season. I mean, no ranked teams and no, like, teams that have actually, like, showed that they're at least decent, really, for the rest of the season except Georgia. They play Georgia, and that's who I think they lose to. I just don't, like, I don't see them losing to, like, Pittsburgh or something, bro. So 11-1 is kind of realistic. Probably make the ACC championship. So for number 7, I got Florida State. It's valid when you think about it. They don't play anybody except Miami for the rest of the season unless they get upset or they're just not who we thought they were. But for right now, I mean, 11-1 looks pretty accurate. They might make. I don't. How did they choose that? I forgot how they choose it. If two teams are 11. Oh yeah, well, they'll have one loss in the ACC. Georgia Tech would only have a loss in an out-of-conference game. That's right. Okay, so it'd be Georgia Tech and Miami in the ACC championship. Florida State wouldn't make it, but they'd still be, like, right there. You know what I mean? So, number 7, only lost to Miami. So, for number 9, I have Penn State because Oregon, I forgot to put them there, so I just went back after Florida State. I put Oregon, I told y'all, like, in a little box thing, Oregon is number 5, 12-0, because I guess I never took the time to really look at their schedule, but, they have I think they beat Penn State, I think they beat Indiana, and I think they should beat USC, so 12-0 for Oregon also make the Big Ten championship, yeah. So, it'll be Ohio State, Oregon Big Ten championship, and I don't know who wins it, but I have them at 5 because I guess in the playoffs they're gonna have to put them like big ACC championship 1, I guess, Big Ten championship 2, SEC 3, and Big 12 4. I guess, I don't know. So, and these are my rankings, like how good I think these teams are. So, for number 10, I got Indiana. They have nobody left on their schedule except Penn State and Oregon, and I think they lose both of those games, go 10-2, make the playoffs again. They're not a bad team. They made Illinois look like an FCS team, and that's still a ranked team, I guess. All right. They're probably going to lose to, I say they lose to Georgia and A&M, because right now, but I think Texas will get it together in the future, but right now, they don't got an offense, so A&M does have an offense, but Texas has a defense. Texas doesn't have an offense. Well, they do, but the quarterback, it just isn't accurate right now. But he was versus Sam Houston, but it's Sam Houston, you're supposed to be. But, I mean, he wasn't even hitting open throws versus Ohio State when he needed to, and he did versus Sam Houston. So, I guess it's a step up. But, yeah. I don't know, bro. I guess 10-2 for Texas, barely make the playoffs. So, for number 12, I got Tennessee. I mean, I don't know, bro. These are my rankings, but that's a toss-up. Do I think Indiana's better than Tennessee? Not sure. I'm really not sure. Only time can tell me that. So, I guess Tennessee at number 12. I would say all these teams that I got from, every team right now in college football is about even, I would say, except Miami. That's really it.